Are you tired of buying stocks just to see them run into wall after wall after wall of sellers? Well, what if I told you that with tape reading analysis, you could spot these hidden seller walls before you get dumped on and lose your ass? Stick around to find out. Man, I gotta hire Jackie Chan or somebody to do stunts for me, man, because those hurt after doing it for the 20th take. But anyways, Madaz here, madazmoney.com, coming at you guys with a live trading video. And today we're gonna talk about hidden selling, tape reading, and being able to spot it and being able to use it to your advantage, and hopefully not get stuck on the wrong side of the trade. And obviously this works on both sides, but in this particular case, we're going to talk about hidden selling. There's also hidden buying, bid soaking on the short side. If you're looking to short a stock, you don't want to see that. This is in this particular case, DPW. A lot of hidden selling over 10, and that's really the kicker right here when I was looking to go long DPW, as you see. Right now we're looking at the chart at how it's forming pre-market. We got the supports and resistances drawn right there on the chart, as you can see right there. And we're going to go ahead and play this footage, just jump right to it. And I'm basically looking for a long against that 750 area, 759, 760 area. But obviously the reason why there's a big risk there is because there's a big air pocket below that. As you can see, there's not much support below that level. So if you go long there and you don't have a bidder to support the stock there, it doesn't catch a bid, you're looking at a pretty sizable downside move. So you gotta really be cautious and be cognizant at where you're at on the chart. As we watch DPW, it's kind of opening up a little bit here, and I actually focused on the wrong stock. I bought Yuma instead, and that ended up being kind of a fail there. But we're gonna focus on DPW as it tries to break over 10 a couple times. Keep your eyes on the level 2. The stock right now is in the 7s. It's kind of looking like a reject so far. Kind of like a top panic pop reject kind of play. I didn't have borrows on DPW or Yuma today, unfortunately. But we're going to talk about the tape specifically, so that way you guys can pick up a thing or two, and that way you don't go long and then hold the stock unnecessarily longer than you should when you spot a hidden seller on the tape. So as you see, I'm in Yuma. I'm going to take a loss in that trade. I don't have enough space on this particular footage in this video to include the Yuma chart, but you can look at that on your own time. We're going to talk about DPW here. As DPW, it's kind of wicking back a little bit. It's still in this low range, this low pre-market no man's land, so to speak, between support and resistance levels. And this is not where you want to see a stock, right? You want to have it give us a clear sense of direction. Now it's moving up a little bit. Again, for me personally, I want to see this thing above every single resistance level possible. Why? Because that's the level where every single short I know is underwater, giving me an A+ opportunity on the long side. Shorts should be getting squeezed above that level. However, sometimes you got an external factor coming in this particular case, hidden selling over 10, that will ultimately stunt this thing from going anywhere beyond that, as we will see in a second. Now the stock's flirting with that pre-market resistance level, pre-market highs. It's going over 9 for a second here. Now at this point, I'm looking at it for a long against that pre-market resistance level that should be acting as new support, which is what you want to see. That gives you a really good long setup. Every single short that's short of the stock up to this point, theoretically from an intraday standpoint, is underwater now. So they should be freaking out, panic covering, and help push the stock a lot higher. As we see the stock now approach 10 for the first time. You got 10's print. Now watch this. It goes 10. It tries to support 10 for a second here, and it slams back down. Just watch the tape, okay? Look at the tape. Watch the level 2. Watch the level 2, okay? Look at that. Look at that. Instantly back down to 960, 970. That's not what you want to see. On a 10 break like that, a pretty big psychological whole number. As you see me attempt to wash out long here, I'm looking for a long against that pre-market high, which should be acting as support here. So you see me go long, as this technically is an A setup, as all shorts should be stuck. But as you can see, the stock tried to push over 10, but it just couldn't sustain a bid above 10. And that's where you can spot the hidden selling there and the lack of bid support at the same time. Look at that again. It's trying to go over 10. It's trying. But you see how the bids aren't exactly that confident, and they aren't exactly joining in on the fight to support the stock with conviction. Look at that. Back down to 960 again. You can watch the level 2. Look at the sell side. It just gets really aggressive. The stock, you can see that it's trying to print a lot of orders over 10, and it's just not budging. And that's a good sign that there's probably a lot of selling going on, a lot of hidden selling, a lot of just straight up selling, a lack of bid support. And when you spot something like that on a level 2, as a thing dropping now down to 9, 1 point drop, over a 1 point drop, as you see me go for my ad here against that pre-market high. This is basically the breakout or bailout point. This has to work for me, or else it's a stop out. But basically, you see the stock try to push over 10. It gets stuffed. Nasty wick now forming on the chart right there. You see in the 3-minute chart in the lower right-hand corner of this video. And all of a sudden, man, the stock that looked really strong, that should have squeezed, that should have really opened up, it should have went to like 11, 12, and beyond. You know, it just got instantly stuffed. A lack of bid support, a lot of selling over 10. As you see me get rid of this position because I just was not confident enough to hold this thing long. Look at that big seller now, not even trying to hide size. So there you go, guys. I mean, if you're looking at this stock from a long standpoint, yes, it is a long bias stock technically, as it is still technically still in an uptrend, and most shorts should still be underwater. But you got to consider the external factors that have been introduced to the equation, and that's the selling above 10 concurrently with the lack of bid support. Now you don't even have hidden selling. You had like some guy just show up with 20,000 shares on the offer, didn't even bother to hide it. So you got to look at it from objectively. You got to look at it from an objective standpoint, that this stock really should have squeezed with a lot of power, but instead it's just chopping around. It's not sustaining a move above 10. And as a result, you know, I have to be cautious about it. I have to take my profits. I locked in $1,600 in that trade. Not a bad trade. Going long there against that pre-market highs. As a stock now, if I didn't sell it, it's back down to 930. Would have lost all those profits. It would have been red on the trade. You know, I just felt sketched out, man. I didn't trust the stock. The stock didn't open up the way it should. And as it always is with trading, guys, if you're not comfortable with the trade you're taking, if you're not comfortable being in the trade, then by all means don't be in the trade. Because then your emotions are going to start kicking in. You're going to start, you know, acting really impulsively. You're going to start making poor decisions. And, you know, this is where I'm going to plug one of the videos I did lately where I talked about meditation. That's something I actually did before today as we watch the stock now try to push 10 again. As you can see, the bids don't really support it. And you'll see another nasty slam back, nasty wick back. But meditation is something that I highly recommend. It really calms your nerves. You know, if you're about to do something really stupid, you're about to act emotionally, meditation gives you that proverbial reset button. And you can check out that video. There should be a link somewhere in the upper right-hand corner to the video that I talked about it, where I talked about how you can improve upon your trading ability without actually trading. And meditation is one of those. So check that out, guys. Video should be somewhere. The link to that video should be somewhere in the top right corner and also in the description. But you can see now, again, DPW just struggling, still struggling. Why is there so many sellers showing up over 10? Like whoever's just has control of the stock is just not letting this thing go over 10. They just don't want it over 10, guys. You know, you don't want to fight against that. You're not going to be able to beat the computer in chess on hard mode. It's just not going to happen. Can't swim against the current. Look at that. If you bought 10, you chased 10, you got dumped. So DPW, still a struggle. No trades. As you can see me make no trades right now until the stock proves me otherwise, until it actually shows that I can actually make a real move above 10, catch some bids, you know, relent on the selling, the hidden selling, and the actual just straight up non-hidden selling. And you can see on the tape, the level 2, watch the level 2, guys. Every single time the stock tries to make an attempt. Look, it's pushing again. 10 again. Watch. Look at that. 10. And look at that. Gone. Big seller stepping in again. 85. You see that? So watch this video again, guys. Pause it. Slow it down. Watch it at half speed. I actually have this playing at 1.5 speed right now to just conserve on time. But watch this thing on half speed, guys. You can see every single time the stock tries to push over 10, you know, it just kind of fakes you out for a second, makes you think that, you know, maybe I can chase 10 and catch a move to 11. Nope. Like, it's trying it again. Look at that. 11, 10 to 11's there on the offer, and it immediately dropped to 970 on the bid. Look at that. It's trying it again. Look at that. Unable to sustain a 10 bid, and that's not what you want to see, man. Now it's trying again. Let's see. It's trying to make a move. The last ditch effort here. How many times are you going to try to push over 10 and run into a brick wall of sellers? There's a lot of sellers there in the 40s. You see that? Stacking there in the 40s. Watch the level 2 there. It has a couple more bids this time around, but you see it went over 50 for a second and it dropped back down. They're just basically just hidden sellers everywhere, just not letting this thing go. And look at that, just like that, 970 again. So you guys can see right there, guys. This is what we talk about each and every single day in the Madaz Money chat room. And if you're one of those guys that are chasing tops, you know, chasing moves and getting dumped on, this is what we talk about every single day with live examples on the live audio commentary. We stress this every single day. We talk about tape reading. We talk about spotting that hidden seller. We talk about watching for the choppy, sluggish tape. We talk about how stocks that are breaking out should be free-flowing and they should be liquid. They should be, you know, really fluid. But if they're choppy and they just got a bunch of sluggish action, like you're trying to ride up a hill with a huge, heavy backpack, and it's just so difficult to pedal up that hill because you just got so much weight on your back just weighing you down. That's basically what DPW is doing, man. It's just trying to make a move. It's trying its best to push over 10. As you see, there's a bidder in the 40s, but it's not going to really do much. It's trying its best, man. It's like the little engine that could. That little story that we were told when we were younger. It's trying, but it just can't do it, man. It just can't do it. There's just too much going against it. You see every single time the stock pushing over 10, there's not only a lack of bid support, but there's also just nonstop hidden selling and in a big order that would just whack it down like 60 cents just like that. And if you chase that top, man, you were down like, you know, 60, 70 cents just like that. So you don't want to be in that situation. So hopefully this video gives you guys a pretty good lesson here as we're just going to watch the rest of this. I do have this thing running until about 950. You'll see the stock crack that pre-market high support level. Probably resistance that should be acting as support. It's going to lose that. And it's eventually going to crack below that. We'll see that in a second here. So just watch the rest of this footage as you see more weakness. A couple moments ago we saw that bidder in the 40s and it's nowhere to be found now. Stock's still chopping around, hanging on for dear life there at that 920 level. 920 support area again at 10 resistance. And this is a $10 stock, man. You got to expect more range than just this. Not going to cut it. So you see me sitting on my hands. Didn't make any trades during this time. Not worth it. Not worth the risk. Not worth risking the dump. No reason to be jumping in as you keep seeing these hidden sellers show up everywhere. They could always downtick, you know, add more heaviness to the tape. And if that happens, man, this thing could just free fall and you'll be in a world of hurt, my friend. And you don't want to be in that situation. It's not a good feeling to be in, man. I've been dumped so many times before, and that's why I'm making this video. So that way you guys know what to do and don't get dumped yourselves. Look at that. Look at that. 850 just like that, man. It was a blink of an eye. A moment ago we were talking. The stock was at 940, 950, 9 whatever. There you go. You just blinked and you missed it. It's at 850. So there you go, guys. Just spotting that heavy tape. Seeing no reason to go long this thing as long as there's still heavy selling everywhere all over the place. Plus a lack of bid support. That's all it takes, guys. You gotta be smart about it. Watch the level 2. There's lots of clues on the level 2 that will tell you where the stock's gonna go. The chart was telling us that it was gonna go up. The stock's chart was telling us, hey, this thing's in an uptrend. This should be going higher. But the tape told us a different story. The level 2 with the hidden selling, the lack of bid support, like we mentioned multiple times in this video, told us a different story. So hopefully you guys got that lesson extracted from this video. As always, guys, love making these videos for you guys. If you guys enjoy the content, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and smack that notification bell so that way the next time I make an awesome new video, you guys will be the first to know. Thanks a lot, guys, for another awesome live trading video here. Madaz Money, Madaz now checking out. That hurt, man.